OK. Now, a few weeks ago, Hearts' visit to Celtic Park looked like it might be a real top-of-the-table tussle, but after 3 league defeats in a row, had the wheels fallen off Robbie Neilson's Jambo bandwagon. At Celtic Park for us was Rob McLean.
7 changes to the Celtic team, which reached the quarter-finals of the League Cup. Shimunovic, Mulgrew, Armstrong and Allen all still missing because of injury. This is the team Hearts hope will end a run of 3 successive Premiership defeats. 4 changes to the 11 who started their League Cup win at Kilmarnock. That's Wanma. Two fellow Spaniard Pallardo, Osman So holds it up, and it's Wanma, and it was mighty close. A really good effort. It's been end to end early on, 2 suspect defences, but still no breakthrough. Celtic scrapping to win back possession in midfield. Chris Commons looks to make something happen. The layoff from Griffiths and a blistering strike from James Forrest. And he is so unlucky not to have fired Celtic in front. Just a fraction away from the opening goal. Forrest finding room. Through for Tom Rogic. What a chance for the Australian midfielder. He's been on such good form, you expected him to snap up this opportunity. It went well wide. Possession given away by Hearts very cheaply. Izaguirre's cross and Lee Griffiths got in between the 2 Hearts centre-backs, and he can't quite believe that he hasn't hit the target here. Still goalless, despite Celtic's first half pressure. In from Izaguirre. That came off the head of Augustine for Lee Griffiths, who passes up yet another opportunity. The Celtic fans are mystified as to why their team here is not in front. In from Izaguirre. Commons had a swing at it. Now it's Lustig. A claim of handball against Jamie Walker. Pretty sure he was outside the box. And Hearts break things up prior to that foul on Wanma. And Celtic still reckoning that was handball, which it clearly was, but outside the box. Forrest against Nicholson. Just the glancing touch from Pallardo. Now in from Lustig. And the glancing header this time from Nicholson. Izaguirre's delivery. And Neil Beaton got completely underneath the header. Seemed to arrive in the 6-yard box too early here. Celtic anxious to get themselves in front because of their superiority. Commons corner. Patterson's header away. Back in from Brown. It's back towards Beaton. In went Riley. Beaton finds Chief G. And he's offside. And he had 2 attempts and still didn't manage to beat Neil Alexander, but clearly offside here. In from Scott Brown. Beaton's header. There's Griffiths, but the flag is up, and that will not count. And again, it's for an offside against substitute Chief G. And the frustration continues to grow for the Celtic supporters. Hearts hanging on in there at 0-0. Inside stoppage time as Nicholson gets the better of Boyata. He's away from Ambrose and he was hauled back by the central defender. Not sure why he's looking surprised. That has to be a red card. And Celtic will end a frustrating day with 10 men. It's Callum Patterson with the free kick. And it's a priceless point for the Tynecastle team, 0-0.
We want to come here and we want to win, but we have to be realistic about where we are. You know, we get promoted in the summer, you know, budgets are hugely differential, and we have to make sure that, you know, we don't get carried away and think that we should come and win here. We'd like to, but you know, it's going to take us a period to build a team that's going to be capable of doing that.
I think we have played well now the last games. You don't play many games like this and not win, but nothing comes by themselves. This is we are in the last third of the pitch all the time now. We have to sort this out, how we create chances on the crosses and create more.
Well, Ronnie Deila fairly relaxed, but how worried, Stuart, should Celtic be that they just couldn't find a way through the massed ranks of maroon shirts there?
Yeah, well, listen, there's no doubt they had enough chances to win the game. I think latterly Hearts defended really well, but they had enough opportunities. I think maybe the worry is, when you look at the team yesterday, Johansson didn't play. You know, he likes to play in that number 10, whether he's carrying a little injury. Commons, who would like to play central, playing wide. I don't know where Scott Allen will fit into the side, because they've got Rogic, obviously Brunier and Beaton as well. So I don't think yesterday it was a creation of chances, it was taking them. I thought Schiff could be a really good signing for him. He still may be. But whether at times, late on in games, he'll actually go and play two right down the middle, him and Griffiths, be interesting. But yeah, it'll be concerning that they didn't win the home game and didn't score.
Michael, you were horrified by the Hearts defending against Aberdeen last weekend. How much better was it yesterday?
Well, in the first half it wasn't any better, but in the second half there was a big improvement. You see here in the first half, Augustine sees Rogic there and steps out and creates that gap for Rogic to step into. And the second half it was totally different. You know, Robbie obviously told the defence, we're putting the trenches in the box. You see Augustine there, he doesn't stay in position, he just runs right back into the box. They just made sure it was Celtic were given the space round the box, and they just trenched in there. But this is where Celtic got into a lot of the time, out in the wide areas. Lustig's thrown the ball in there. There's a land of giants in the middle for Hearts. Celtic need to try and get to the byline. You hear Ronnie Deila talking about we need to learn how to score from crosses. You're not going to score with guys like Griffiths and Forrest and Lustig on the other side and Commons. They're not great in the air. You need to try and get to the byline and get cutbacks, especially when you're playing against such tall guys like Hearts had in the back line there. Far too often they threw balls into the box aimlessly. Get to the byline, get cutbacks, and then you've got a better chance of scoring.
Absolutely. Stuart, thoughts now turn to Europe for Celtic. They face Fenerbahce at Celtic Park on Thursday night. Fenerbahce, the Turkish side, tonight in the Turkish Super League. They lost 3-2 to Besiktas. How well equipped are Celtic at the moment to face a side that contains the likes of Robin van Persie up front?
Yeah, I think they had a poor start. They got beat at home to Molde in their first game, so they won't be coming full of confidence. I think the concern probably from Celtic supporters, I think if you look at the centre pairing, I mean, I don't know how good Shimunovic is. Not seen enough of him if he'll be fit. Last year, Denier, Van Dijk looked a strong partnership. Boyata and Ambrose, not as strong. I think, you know, obviously they'll want to keep a clean sheet, they'll want to win the game. I think they'll always create chances at home. The crowd will get behind them. But I think defensively, there will always be that little bit of, you know, negativity regarding who plays at centre-back.
OK, this is how the Premiership table looks tonight. Aberdeen's lead cut to 4 points. Hamilton Accies continue to silence the doubters, whoever they might be, by climbing up to 4th. Inverness and Motherwell both leapfrog Kilmarnock. And it's now 6 straight defeats in all competitions for Partick Thistle, their worst run of form since December 2003. But at least they finally scored a goal.